Okay, like I said, you are listening to the music of the ancestors from my particular tribe. This is how we call our ancestors into our realm, and that would be Stella Chiweshe, whose link I put in the last video. Okay, so now we are on that fire, the fire, and the ancestors. Girls and boys, you are now stepping into the big leagues. And not everybody can do this a lot of times. Sometimes you only get to do it once because that's how it is. After you've done this dinner, you have to wait to hear from your ancestors. They will tell you through instinct for some of you, through dreams for some of you, through visions for some of you, right? It may be detrimental to your health. I cannot do fire at my altar because I have a heart issue that hasn't yet been managed because it hasn't even come out yet. It's in my future. And so my ancestors said, oh, hell no, you're not doing it. Because this is where you get metaphysical proof of what you have been doing. Okay. If you have heart problems, I urge you not to try this. Don't try it. Okay, just cease and desist because what you are doing is perfectly fine. Okay, but if you don't have heart issues, well, there goes. And boys, you're good to go. This dinner takes place after the three dinners. So altogether, when you are doing the fire, you are doing 6 dinners, 6 days in a row. So you're doing the first 3 dinners, and then the very 4th day, you are changing the altar and putting the altar for the fire. Then you're continuing for the next 3 days. Okay? This is the altar for the fire. Okay. The altar for the fire. Take out pen and paper. You need a big white platter. Huge white platter. Okay? Huge white platter. On that platter, you're going to take 3 white candles and you're going to stick them onto the center, 1, 2, 3, of the platter. Make sure that the candles are long enough to be able to be burned for 3 days. Okay? Alrighty? Around those candles, you are going to put uncooked rice, at least 2 cups of uncooked rice. And on top of that uncooked rice, you're going to put 3 raw eggs. Don't break them. Just take the eggs from the fridge and just put 3 raw eggs. Next to that, you're going to put candy. Don't put bitter chocolate. Put something sweet. Something really sweet. So you're going to put candy, right? Next to that candy, you're going to put fruits. Okay? And somewhere in that plate, you're going to put some kind of seafood. Maybe prawns for us Africans. Whatever. You're going to put some kind of seafood that you're going to pick and eat. That seafood must be salt-free. So cook it by yourself. You can put it in a little bowl because, of course, it is something that you don't want mixing with these other things. These other things are going to do something else after the 3 days, right? So put it in a little bowl and put it put it on the platter, okay? Any kind of seafood that you want, but it must be salt free. The night you are doing the fire, make sure that after like 6 p.m. you're not eating anything with salt, because you are calling the ancestors from the oceans. Remember, I told you that they are the strongest. They are also the ones who easily break the barrier between the metaphysical world and our world. And they don't eat salt. So you're going to put some kind of fish there. Okay. Did I forget anything else? No. Okay, good. So you're going to remove the altar of the ancestors that you were using before on the first 3 days. You're going to take the tobacco off the table because the tobacco has been replaced by the candles. Okay. By the way, if you drop your tobacco, please don't sweep it. In fact, do not ever sweep tobacco you are using for the ancestors' altar. Don't ever do it, because that's sweeping them away and sweeping your gifts. You mop it off the floor. If you can't pick it up as much, try to pick up as much as you can of it and put it back. And then whatever is left on the floor, you mop it. Okay? Don't ever sweep it. It'll take you back 3 years. Alrighty? Because you're saying to the ancestors you don't really want them. So you mop it. Anyway, so we go back to this altar, right? The candles have replaced the power of the tobacco. The candles now have all the power. Okay? The food, as you can see, has changed. And this one has become more specific. Can you see that? The one thing that stays is wine. There will be wine no matter what you do. Make sure, moms and dads, brothers and sisters from another mother, that you have a lot of space, because shit is gonna go down. Okay. I am warning you. If shit doesn't go down, it means you're not yet there and you need to do more dinners with the tobacco. If shit doesn't go down and you've done lots of dinners, it means you need to change your diet. Okay? It means you're eating something so they can't come into you. Because that's basically what you are doing. You are opening your body to be possessed by one of your ancestors. Don't get it twisted. That's exactly what you're doing. So you make sure when you put the fire that you are ready for what's coming for you. So it's maybe that you are a vegetarian, and in our religion, vegetarianism is illegal, except if you are a practitioner of the dark arts. If you're a practitioner of the dark arts, you can be a vegetarian all day, every day. But then when you go to our part of Africa and you say you're a vegetarian, everybody treats you like you're a dark artist, and it may not be pretty. So if you're gonna go there and you're a vegetarian, please don't say it out loud, okay, that you're a vegetarian. Just simply say that you don't say you have issues with meat. Don't say any of that. Just like try not to say it at all. Just eat it, but don't say it out loud. Because vegetarianism is for the practitioners of the dark arts. Alrighty. For us who practice the light, sometimes we're not able to eat beef. Sometimes we're not able to eat pork, depending on your ancestors and what they want. Some of them will not allow you to eat pork. Some of them will not allow you to eat beef, and some of them will insist you eat fish only. I have ancestors who really tell me what to eat, when to eat, and how to eat. So far, they haven't told me not to eat anything completely. But there are times when they do tell me, you're having fish this week, or you're having chicken this week, or you're having steak this week. Like I say, because I'm a witch doctor, I lead a very regimented existence. So if you do not have a shocking time when you light the candles, it means there's something about your ass that your ancestors are disapproving of. So they won't come to you that way. So now you have to find out what it is. What is it that they are disapproving of me? Your diet is definitely right up there. Sometimes they will say you're too promiscuous and they cannot deal with promiscuity. Depending. There are those ancestors that are all about that. But then there are some who are so rigid, like too much promiscuity, too much this, too much that, right? And they need you to curb on your activities, on your, on your human activities, because they just think it's dirty or whatever. But like I said, in Africa, I would get paid to check you out and to see what the problem is. But you guys are on your own here. So change some things about yourself, right? So let's say it's all good. It's all gravy. It's all gravy. You are now getting metaphysical proof, right? That you are indeed talking to your ancestors. Okay. You have changed your altar. Oh yes, you are also going to change the piece of cloth that's on the table. Now you're going white for death, because you could die. You could become an ancestor right there and then. Please do not bend, when you get this made, please do not do this. Do not saw the edges of the material. Please don't do that, because you are boxing the ancestors into a box and they don't like it. The edges of the material must be free. You know how they come out, the piece, just rip those off and just throw them away, but the edges must be free. So you are now putting a white tablecloth, and everything on your table is no longer wooden. It is white. But the joy of these ancestors that you just have one thing, a white platter with what I've told you. That's what you have on that table. And of course your wine. Okay. This dinner, I suggest you sit on the floor. So I suggest you use your living room table. Okay? I suggest you sit on the floor. And I suggest you have lots of room on both sides and the back too. That's what I suggest. All right? You can do what you want to do, but I am just suggesting this. Okay? So you're going to light your candles. And this is where the differences are. You're not going to do this. No. You are now in the realm of a different set of ancestors. If you remember that, you are cool. You are now in the realm of the ancestors of the waters. Okay? So you're not going to do this. You're not. You're going to do this. And you're going to do it throughout the entire dinner. Every word you say, you be like, me for instance, I'd be like, this is your daughter, Tambu. Right? Once again, you're going to introduce yourself. You're going to tell them your life story. Like I said, people, the more emotional you are, the better. If you've been raped, this is the time to talk about it. The things that caused you pain, the things that caused you devastation, the things that caused you your greatest joy. Just share your life, right? And talk. And do this over the flames as you talk. Eat. So eat your prawns. Eat your crab. I'm allergic to shellfish, so I don't I don't eat any of that. I just eat my fish dinner beforehand. Okay? And then, like I said, I'm not allowed to do this anyway. So I ate my fish dinner beforehand before I did this. But I'm not allowed to do it anymore because of my coming heart condition. So anyway, you are going to tell them everything, and you're going to eat your fish, and you're gonna eat your seafood, and then you're going. This is a long dinner, but it can be very short depending on the ancestors. You're going to eat your shellfish or whatever, then you're going to eat your fruit, then you're going to eat a piece of candy. You're going to eat everything that's edible on that plate. The rice and the 3 eggs are to be left. They are raw anyway. You can't eat them. They are to be left alone. So you're going to eat and talk, and you're going to drink and you're going to talk. But remember, you can't do both at the same time because, you got to eat. You can't do this. So only after you eat, and then you go back to doing this. You drink, you go back to doing this and talking, right? So basically, you're not talking with food in your mouth. Just remember that. Now, you're not going to finish this dinner. If you have done everything correctly, you're not finishing this dinner. If you have done everything correctly, you are about to get metaphysical evidence. You will start hearing the call of the siren. Like what you believe a mermaid may sound like, but actually, guys, it's just keening. It's just like... Are you getting it? It'll start very faintly somewhere behind you. Then it will surround you. Then it will go into your brain. And then you will start doing it along with wherever it's coming from. Because if you don't do it, you can't breathe. So you just start doing it naturally because you're seeking relief from it and relief from everything. Now, if you are like me and you get visions, okay, your brain will be flooded with visions of your childhood, the things you were telling them about, your adulthood, and then your future all at once. It will come boom, 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 boom for me because I get visions, right? And then the keening will continue. And then me, because I have a coming heart issue, which may be fixed when I go home this year. I have a coming heart issue which may be fixed. My heart seizes, like literally seizes, and I can't breathe. So I'm seeing my future, my past, my present all at once. I'm hearing that keening sound. It's even louder, and I'm keening myself, right? And I can't breathe. And I'm like, and your body is contracting in itself, and you are feeling such raw emotions. The pain is intense. The pain of, the pain that you'll be feeling is intense. These are ancestors that are drawn to your tears, to your pain. Those are the ancestors who fight for you. Those are the ancestors who say, no, our child has been a victim. So these are the ancestors who are sharing their pain with your ass. They are saying, we're really hurt. Feel our pain for you. We are hurt for you. Right. So for me, my heart seizes, but I have seen others thrash. Okay. They have dropped to the ground. They've thrashed screaming. I have seen all sorts of awakenings. We call it the awakening because after that, you and your ancestors will never be separated again. So we call it the awakening. We have seen thrashing. We have seen breaking of glass. We have seen absolute total loss of control because your ancestors are literally taking over your body so that they can see your life from the human form. Like, who did it? Who did this to you? Who did this to you. Okay. If you survive that, or you might just turn out to be an ancestor, you might just wake up and say, "What up? What's up?" And then if you survive that, that whole thing can go from 10 to 15 minutes. When you survive it, you are so freaking drained, but do not try to get that high again. It's actually a high. Yes, that's how it's actually a high. Do not try to get that high again, people, because that high, well, don't try to get it. You will get it again anyway, the next day. But after this, you thank the ancestors, you do this. And then once again, you ululate. Okay? Because these are Bantu ancestors, so they need to hear you ululating. Woo! 3 times. You stand up. You go to bed. You go to bed. That's another difference, because you might actually have to get up and go to work. Because that's another difference. The ancestors of the ocean, they have their own special time and can only be done in that special time. 5 a.m. Please keep that time. 5 a.m. They have no other time. 5 o'clock, you better start. 5:30 to 5:45, or even 6 o'clock, 6:30 maybe, you're done. Don't go further than 6:30. 5 a.m. These ancestors are not ancestors you talk to at sunset. These ancestors are not ancestors you talk to at 3 in the morning. These are 5 a.m. ancestors. They have their own time. Okay? So you do this at 5 in the morning, then go take a bath and go to work or whatever you have to do. But yeah, they are the 5 a.m. ancestors. And you leave the candles to burn. Oh my God, I almost forgot. You leave the candles to burn for 10 minutes after you are done. Okay, so get up, go do whatever. 10 minutes later, kill the candles. Tomorrow you do the same thing. 10 minutes later, kill the candles. But on the 3rd day, you let the candles burn all the way to the end. I suggest you do this during the weekend when you're not going to work on the 3rd. Make sure the 3rd day you're not going to work, because miracles have happened. Okay? The candle will burn, the wax will burn out completely. The whole plate will have no wax, but the flame will continue. It will continue sometimes for 8 to 9 hours. Okay? And you want to watch that flame. So I suggest that you set your 3rd day, your last day, to a day when you are home, because you want to, if miracles have been known to happen all the time to a lot of us. That thing will burn by itself. And I asked another witch doctor why, because my candle, my blue candle, because you can also change colors after the first time. My blue candle kept burning for 8 hours afterward. And I asked her why, and she said, because you are sick and it's cleaning the atmosphere. Right? So, I suggest the 3rd day is the day that you are home, right? So that you can watch that candle, okay? Now, with time, like with everything else, because I don't tell you shit that just stays where it is, because I really like progress, and, to progress is to do good, right? That's why you go to class. You start with 3 white candles, but you don't end with 3 white candles. After you've done this several times, you're really going to know what your gifts are. The colors that we wear, they are telling us our gifts, right? This red is telling me that I'm a hunter. Okay? The gold is telling me that I'm a water baby, which is what I am actually. The blue tells me I'm a healer, right? So the colors are telling you who you are, right? And it's the same when you burn the candles. They will tell you colors. right? They will give you colors. The colors don't mean the same thing to the ancestors of the waters as they do to the other ancestors. Please remember that the ancestors of the waters are considered the strongest ancestors, the gold. They are considered the strongest ancestors for reasons that when they were living, they went through a lot of shit. But they still managed to hold on to their humanity and they made it to the peak. These are the ancestors who were raped, enslaved, brutalized. These are the ancestors who were found guilty when they were not. These are the ancestors who walked the hard path to life. And this is why when they come to you, they are in so much pain and they mingle you. They are like, you and me, both, child of mine. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You and me both. This shit right here happened to me and it's happening to you, right? So these ancestors of the waters, they require a different mindset because they are tough cookies and they are our pain. And in them is the family history of certain things that we constantly go through generation after generation after generation. They are also your warriors. They are also the ones who fight for you. They are also the ones who break that female's ankle after she's done some shit to you. They are also the ones. Does that make sense what I'm saying? They will grant you anything you want. Like, do you want us to kill this person? They will grant it to you. But please remember that there is no coming back from doing bad things. You can only just go deeper and deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. And you really don't want that. Right? Anyway, because they are totally different, the other ancestors of the tobacco, they are compassion, love, forgiveness. Right? The ones of the oceans, they are hell hath no fury. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. There are no extenuating circumstances. We are the judges, the jury, and the executioners. Get what I'm saying? So anyway, because of that, the colors mean different to them than they do to the love, compassion, togetherness ones, right? They mean a whole different thing. Red is for blood for them. Okay. Gold is for money. Green is for health, not pathfinder. Blue is to hail where they came from because our God had to throw them in water to cool them down, to wash away the grime, the dirt, the pain of what they went through as human beings in this human experience. And that's why they are called ancestors of the waters, because they went, like I said, they went through some shit. Many of them are buried under the bottom of the oceans because many of them were taken into slave ships. Do you get what I'm saying? Those are the ones you are honoring. Those are the ones you're honoring with the flame. So you want to... these colors mean completely different things, except the black always stands for life and the white always stands for death. And that's why everything you use for the ancestors of the oceans is white. Get it? You can only light a flame for the ancestors of the oceans. No other ancestor. You can only light that flame at your altar for them. So I'm trying to think of all the other colors. For the ancestors of the oceans, there is no such thing as royal blood. You have no status with them. You're just their child, and they're not even going to give you a status. For them, they are just like specific colors only. So basically, on your altar, when they tell you instinctively or loudly, because they are oceans, they can give you a vision, give you a dream, because they are louder than those other ancestors, because they are closer to you than those other ancestors, because of their emotions and feelings, right? So you can burn a yellow candle. You can burn a red candle, but please remember that when you're burning a red candle, you're seeking vengeance. You're seeking someone's death. You can burn a blue candle to pay homage to them. You can burn a green candle for good health, your good health and somebody else's good health, mental and psychological. Always have a white candle, okay? Always, or two. I personally just do white. I don't do it anymore because I'm not allowed. But when I was doing it, I just did white. Some of you may be like me. You may just do it the first cycle and then be told not to do it again, because then they are incorporating. Like for me, I talk to all my ancestors all at once. The oceans and the others, using the tobacco, because that was their choice, their decision. But there is another ritual that comes with the ancestors of the waters. And of course, it has to do with water. Okay. So remember the rice and the eggs. Okay. You're going to take yourself off to a stream. Please make sure that it is a stream where the water can just reach your ankles, and make sure that the stream is it's flowing in the right direction, right? Because you're going to need to float things, right? So you're going to take your plate, and please do this when the weather is warm, okay? There's no hurry in doing this. Do this in the summer. But you need to do it on the 4th day after the dinner. After the dinner and the candles have burnt out, you need to do this. On the 4th day, you're going to wake up. You're going to dress all in white. From head to toe, even your underwear. If you're going to wear underwear, because I can't be bothered, you wear white underwear, right? All in white. You're going to dress all in white. You're going to take that platter. Okay? You're going to take that platter. And on that platter, there'll be eggs, right? Those raw eggs. There'll be that rice. There'll be leftover fruit. So make sure you put lots of fruit because it's important. Leftover fruit. And there will be candy, right? Make sure that it's all still there. Forget the fish. It doesn't matter. Forget the seafood. You ate that. All of it, hopefully, for 3 days straight. So you're going to take your platter full of stuff, okay, to a stream. Don't get arrested. So use your brain. Because this part of the world has all these laws and shit, right? So make sure you're cool. Okay, you're going to go to a stream. Hopefully, I swim like a fish. But I know a lot of people don't swim like fish, so do not put yourself in danger. Go to a stream where, the water can just reach your ankle, right? You don't need to even get into the water. But just in case, okay? Just say it. So you go to a stream, and before you approach the stream, you're going to take those eggs one at a time, and you're going to throw them ahead of you into the water. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to ask politely, may I approach? Okay, don't just walk up over there. Be respectful of the water. You're going to discover that as you get more and more spiritual, you're going to be respecting the elements, because we are an element-based religion. You're going to respect the trees. You're going to be a tree hugger. You are actually going to feel the life of water. It's actually an amazing feeling. But you're going to feel the rhythm of water. You're going to feel the rhythms of nature. You're going to be connected to nature in ways that the ordinary person would never understand. So when you approach that stream or that river or wherever, be respectful because you're in the house of the Lord. Okay, so you ask to approach. Then you walk forward. Don't expect to hear an answer. Just ask to approach. Then you walk forward. And then now this is where you make a decision. And this is where you get to choose. Oh my God, I forgot. You also take milk with you. A little thing of milk. You need a little thing of milk. And you need the leftover wine. The leftover bottle of wine. You need it. Leftover bottle of wine and milk with you. So anyway, you have your milk, your leftover bottle of wine, and you have what is now left on the platter. The eggs are gone. Okay. Then you say, I have come to share this dinner with you. Okay? You open the milk, or you open the little container with the milk. You drink a little bit of the milk. Then you pour the milk into the water. See, I brought you milk because I had milk. Then you take a sip of your wine and then you pour the rest into the water. Right? And then this is where you have a choice. You can either let the whole platter float with what's on top of it, which is what I did. Because then I went to buy another platter afterwards. That's what I did in my initiations. I chose to let the whole platter float. Okay? I chose to let it all go. But you can also choose to just pour the food into the stream. That's the rice, the fruit, the grapes, the fruit and the candy, right? You can also choose to just let it, you can dump it into the water, or you can just float the whole plate. Something extraordinary happened to me when I did mine. The grapes jumped out of my plate by themselves. I just got real close to the water, and the grapes went woo. It went into the water. And then I was trying to chase them. And then my elder who was doing it with me said, no, forget it. They took their grapes. She said, sometimes that happens. So don't be freaked out. She said, forget it. They took their stuff. So I chose to float the whole platter. And then I just got myself a new one. But it's up to you. You can float the whole platter and give it to them as dinner served. Or you can pour it in the water. After you are done you doing that, you then do this. Woo! Okay, don't clap. You turn around and you walk back to your car or wherever you came from without turning back. From the ancestors of the waters come all financial gifts. One thing they don't want you to do is to suffer. You know the pickpocketing story that I told you in the last video of my girlfriend Samantha? Those are the ancestors of the waters. That's what they do, okay? They give you freaky dicky cash and stuff like that out of the blue. They influence baby daddy to bankrupt himself on your behalf. They do. Okay, so you want to do that. But like I said, you might be like me and just be able to do it just that one cycle, and that's okay too, right? My ancestors chose to all be done at once, and I don't light a flame at all. But that's okay because I go to Africa once every year where I do have a 7-day beer party, and in that 7-day beer party, there is a flame ongoing for 7 days. as an ode to my ancestors, right? And there's music 7 days nonstop and people dancing 7 days nonstop. So for me, it's okay, right? Like I said, if you have heart conditions and any of that other stuff, I suggest you forego the flame. Just don't light the candles. Okay? Or at least light the candles when you walk away for 10 minutes. I mean, take care of yourself first, okay? That's spiritualism. Taking care of yourself first. On that note, I am going to say bye-bye and see what other classes I can work on for you, and I will have them to you. I'm downloading a whole lot of shit right now because my ancestors insisted that I was getting lazy, and sick or not sick, I have to do this. So I'm going to be dumping a lot of information on you at once. But that is dinner with the oceans, with the ancestors of the oceans. And they are the only ones who take a flame. Okay. And everything. You know how we have wooden bowls and everything? Like I said, it is so important. White all the way. Okay? Alrighty. Bye.